Okay, I think we're live. Oh my goodness. The first stream. Okay. Excellent. So if all has gone well, we are live here in the cabin. And we're about to attempt an upgrade and repair and cleaning of this lovely ESQ-1. Given that this is my first live stream, I'm going to see what I can do to become aware of what's happening on the stream. It's not as obvious as one might think. Well. All right, this will take a few moments, I think, for me to figure this out. Oh boy. Okay. Let's try one more thing. And then we're going to get to work. Okay. Well, all right, we're going to fly blind. That's how we're going to roll. Until we find another way to do it. Okay. Well, it is a beautiful early spring would be the way to say it, I suppose. Early spring day here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. It's a Sunday. Perfect day to try to spend some time with the synths and try and get some things working. We haven't been able to use the ESQ-1 yet because the battery is dead, and we're going to upgrade the OS as well. But it is a beautiful metal case version. It's got almost no cosmetic issues. Yeah, so what we've got, not sure if we can see this, but what we've got is a replacement lithium battery, modern technology, at its finest from Centaur in Texas, and the updated 3.5 OS, which I understand includes a number of wavetable upgrades, bunch of things. So we're going to find out what that's all about, if we can make it work. So those are the two pretty simple things we're going to do today. I say simple, but truth is working on, well, getting into the battery compartment of this. Getting to where we need to replace the battery is going to be a bit tricky, I believe. So we shall see. To start, I believe we're going to have to do some opening of the instrument. Oh my goodness. Okay. A feature of my synth repair work is that I'm blind. I wasn't born this way. It's just what happens when you get to a certain age. And so it's something that's happened slowly over time. I've not enjoyed it, the process of becoming blind. But it means that I will be frequently removing my glasses. In fact, what I'm going to do, store these here. I'm not an experienced synth repair wizard. Let's just make that clear. This is something that's quite new to me. Although the more I've done it, the more I've gained confidence. As you do. YouTube certainly helps. A lot of helpful repair videos out there. Certainly doesn't replace mentorship, which I don't have. So we're gonna tread carefully, take photos, and keep the fingers crossed. All right, let's take our first look. Well, now that's a pleasant surprise. And what I mean by that is I kind of expected to see I expected to see a lot of dirt and gross stuff in here, and I'm not seeing that. I thought that might be the case because some of the keys certainly have dust and grime in there. They don't all function super well. This is I remembered this instrument when it came out, and I had a friend who had one. And, you know, I thought the keys were really odd feeling at the time. They are odd feeling. But it's probably a proprietary key bed that they used. Don't know. But we've got a chipped key. We're going to replace that at some point. But my understanding is that this is a full unit. The key bed itself is an intact unit. So I'm going to remove that here in just a moment and leave it be. It's apparently a little fragile and may or may not be able to be cleaned. But inside, and also I should say the data entry sliders have been less than smooth to operate. So, oh my goodness. Looks like we've got a chat. We've got activity in the chat. Let's take a look and see what we can see. Oh yeah. Okay. How you doing, Tron Dog? You're doing the ESQ-1 battery? Yes, I am. I need to do the same. I have an ESQ-1. I also have an AX80. Oh, well, I've got an AX80 as well. Yes. Yep. I've got an AX80 as well that needs some work, and so I'll probably live stream that when the time comes. It needs some work, so I'll probably live stream that when the time comes. This is why. All right, so yeah, this is angle. I'm not sure if this angle is going to capture it well, but it's always a beautiful thing, an interesting thing. And again, I'm not a repair, guru or expert, but it is a very interesting thing to see the design choices that were made, especially in early synths before there were a whole lot of standards, before people really, I guess there still aren't standards. People do the things they're going to do the way they're going to do them. But it's interesting to see how these systems were conceived and built. And that is interesting. We might have to clean these buttons as well while we're at it. Yeah, there's a lot. This thing was kept in a dusty area. Clearly, but we can deal with that. These springs that operate the keys are going to need a little attention. Well, we have to be very careful with them because I think the assembly is a little bit fragile. The power supply sure looks good. It looks clean, and the caps look real good. I don't see any leakage. It's, I don't know if anybody's worked on this thing, but in the past, but we'll find out. This battery is a Panasonic lithium 3 volt, so it does, at least it's kind of looks like it's a replacement. This hinge is solid. It ain't gonna fall off and fall into the instrument, but I do wonder how I'm going to support it. Okay. Okay. Well, step 2, I suppose, is going to be, I do have a written sort of plan I want to pull up. We'll see if we can do it. Okay. All right, we're going to have to remove the key bed. And so to do that, we're going to need to clean the work area, declutter a little bit. And okay, boy, I have this ginormous table, and yet I feel like I don't have any room. Okay, what I'm gonna do? A few things around here. Rundog says, looks like fireworks went off under the row of caps on the X80. Probably shorted out when the last person plugged it in, yeah. After a cracked display board and the one burned out VFD. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I absolutely do love, I have a number of vintage synths. I love them so much. I enjoy everything about them. Even the ones that are difficult to program. One of the things that I'm very excited about with the ESQ-1 is that it's sort of like an early Hydrosynth interface in a way. But the programming interface is really, really clever. So, while I have played this instrument before, I don't know it intimately. So I'm just excited to learn. You know, it's like with every vintage synth, you're learning an ecosystem that was designed and built by very clever engineers. You're reverse engineering what they were working with. You're not dealing with the limitations specifically when you're operating the synth. Like you're not aware of the memory limitations and such, but you certainly the decisions you make, the way you interface with the machine, the sounds you're going to get, of course, they're all going to be affected by the way the interface and the logic behind the interface works. Anyway, I find, and they're always different, so I find it really fascinating and really fun to do and to explore. They're all little worlds. Each one is a little world. With the bigger companies, you know, there are trends that come. You see them building and adding on because there are big teams, probably with people coming and going as they develop the products. But with a smaller company, especially an early one like Ensoniq, I would imagine that there are a few very smart people sort of in charge who in charge of a product design who ultimately we're looking at their brainchild. So I love figuring that out and living with it and working within those confines, as with any instrument. Anyway, it's a beautiful thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this key bed out, and I believe to do that we're going to have to turn it over. Oh my goodness. So we're going to do it. See how we're going to do it without bumping all the cameras. Probably like this. Oh my goodness, because I don't think we need to be. Set up, we'll just do it like that. Yeah. Okay. The metal case is heavy, I'll tell you that. And look at all these screws that are in various states of corrosion. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know how many we need. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, what if I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Is that? 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I need. I bet I just need those. Well, we're going to find out today on Press Your Luck. Just kidding. Okay. Again with the organization. Sorry, just catching up on comments. Quicker digital, yeah. Mini mug like layout, yep. Oh, thank you. This one only, probably should just comment right verbally. Okay. 2 feet remaining. Yeah, So Trondog asked if it has feet. This has 2 feet remaining. I suspect that's an issue. It looks like the other 2 feet just sort of ripped off. This one is in such really good cosmetic condition, I am assuming it wasn't gigged much. It just has sort of, you know, age wear. Anywho, let's get to it. Let's find the screwdriver we need and get going. I've got my soldering iron and, oh my goodness, some of the screws are just barely hanging in there. I have a brand new desoldering tool. So I am very interested and excited to use it. Because that's the kind of excitement. Oh yeah, Trondog's has screws halfway screwed in. Yeah, I think that's I'm seeing some of that here too. I don't know if that's just shipping or earthquakes or just normal aging. That's a good question. Yeah, boy, they're so corroded. I don't know where this was living its life. The previous owner was in San Francisco, so I don't imagine they were, you know, too near salt water, although they could have been. I don't know. That's a thing I've learned, that places that are really near the ocean, which I don't think I've lived super near the ocean, have I? I have to stop and think. But places that are really near the ocean, you'll end up everything you own being corroded because it's in the air. The salt apparently gets in the air. Let's hope that I'm actually removing the screws for the keypad. It looks promising, but we'll see in a minute. I've got to be close. Yeah. Exactly. So hopefully the camera angles are working out. There is such a tremendous delay. Of course there is. That means we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7, 8. Well, that's 8. What? 7, 8. Okay. Oh, there's the other 2. I see. I see what we did here. There's our... Yeah, I don't think that's quite... Okay. Nope. Okay. Didn't take a photo, but I think this is probably evident what I'm doing here. Hopefully this does not get tricky. Alright, what will be tricky is keeping this thing intact while I flip it over. I think we've got it on the ropes though, because the whole keyboard is about to fall out. Oh my goodness. Alright. Yeah, we're good. Whoa. Okay. So that was a success. Okay. And I'm going to need, well, it's sketchy, but it worked. I'm going to need a way to hold that up. Use a plastic box, or a cardboard box. Only the best. Well, actually, world, did that snap? Those are sounds we don't like. Oh, that's my sleeve. All right, and how about we don't set it down? Okay. All right. So my understanding, such as it is, okay. Not sure how we're going to line that up in the future. Aha, that's how. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have used a keyboard stand. How about that? Lesson learned. Before I go further, though, I am going to clean gently the back ends of the keys, just the areas you can't reach, and it's all together. Yeah, I don't know if this was I have been in a few machines that were clearly in studios where smoking is happening, and yeah, that's a thing. This doesn't look like that because, not that I have a lot of experience, but the actual inside here, circuit boards themselves. Electric screwdriver on the way out, hand tight on the way in. Yeah, the ratchet screwdriver, that is a very good idea. A lot faster. Would make for better TV, I'll say. Yeah, I'm just trying a live stream, not for much of any reason except a friend of mine suggested it. Sounded fun. I don't know, sounds like a thing to do. A thing to do, we'll see. It also kind of seems to be the way that YouTube is going, doesn't it? Certainly for people like me who don't necessarily put a lot of time and energy into video production. Well, okay. Now this is going to be... okay, I see. How are we going to get this out? Boy, this key bed is interesting. It's heavy. I have to see where. Boy, isn't that interesting? Aha! Okay. I think I see how that happens. Once you do these things a few times, they become a lot easier, don't they? Okay. Whew. Keys are heavy, and we do not want to fuck with those springs. So, we'll be real careful. The way this works here is, boy, it feels pretty nice. Actually, when you're not playing it. All right. I need to take a photo of this. Oh, someone's been in here. 2015, that's probably when this battery was replaced. I might assume. So I'm going to grab a photo of this for reference later. I want to make sure I get the ribbon. Maybe I need more towels. How about that? So I can set things down without fear of injury. Oh my goodness. This is fragile and heavy. So I knew this would be a little tricky. Just getting to the battery is tricky. And boy, they're so funny how... Okay, so let's try the other hand. Let's see how this wants to go. Boy, okay, we got it. It's the jiggle. Maybe I'll mark the top. How about that? I'll mark the top. Okay, in just a second. First, make sure we didn't bend any pins. Looks good. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the moment bed in a semi... Boy, fire now is working. I'm going to grab a marker and prepare to mark the top of that. Yeah, the key bed looks good. It's dusty in there. All right, be right back. Okay, we have a Sharpie, so we can like that. Okay, I'm just gonna write top on here. I'll just put T. Okay. Hopefully that will remind us. I've talked about it enough, it probably will, huh? Okay. Great. Now we have a decision or three to make. No, just two probably. We're about to open up. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, we're going to open up the, oh my goodness. Maybe I'll grab a little compressed air. I will be right back with compressed air. Okay. So what I'm in terms of decision, you know, so we want to we can see the dust flying. Yeah, there's a bit. And I have to be sure I don't obviously short anything out. I'll clean up anything I see along the way, but okay. Well, let's take a here's a bit of dust. Okay, so it looks like this has had service about 10 years ago from the marking I see. Okay, dust is flying. I'm going to breathe it in for you. Sequencer expander cartridge model ESQ-1. I'm curious about this, but okay. Nice Nintendo cartridge technique. Uh-huh. Thank you. And that is that's how they roll with it. Okay. So my understanding now is that, well, we're going to have to remove the jack nuts. How about that? How about them apples? We got jack nuts, folks. We're gonna undo those back here. So, in other words, if you're following along, we're going to have to, at home, we're going to have to, yeah. Oh, that's the sequencer expansion port. Of course it is. I don't even know what that is. Clearly I'm not calling up Ensoniq to find out. I see. There's the cartridge where that would be inserted. Okay, All right. Well, these jacks, well, we got 7 of them. Yeah, tape out, foot switch, tape in. And there are the audio outs. Okay. Okay. So there's a screw here on the main board. 1986, it says. So a screw on the main board that is, in place to, main board has a few plastic clippies that are coming off. But the screw on the main board is right at the point where the audio connections are, which makes sense. That's where you're going to be ganking on it, as we like to say. Okay, I'm going to grab them. And they can go all the way down to that factory empty shell. Yes, they do. Yeah, the battery, so just in case that's not clear, apologies, I didn't. Again, I'm not a pro here. This is my first time with this. But there's our battery, this yellow thing. And what's really tricky is that it's soldered on the other side, right, on the other side. So we're going to have to take the main board out is the thing that's going to have to happen now, so that we can flip it over and desolder and resolder in the new battery. Sadist engineers, yeah, that is correct. And then we're going to find and verify the EPROMs, which I believe are these two, and replace those chips. It's a little stupid to do 2 things at once. On the other hand, I'm a little stupid. That's what we got. 85. So this chip board was from 80. Oh my goodness, this one was manufactured in 82. This one in 85. Okay. And that one 83. Unless those are not real year numbers and maybe they're just identifiers. Okay. Who knows? It's fascinating. Okay. So we're going to grab a different screwdriver. Mr. Dexter. I'll pop on the floor that I don't think you can see. He's helping. Certainly staying warm. My goodness, I think I am getting allergic. Or I'm feeling the effects of the dust. Okay. That one's a little tight. And there we have a loose screw floating around, which is why our kit comes with tweezers. Beautiful. Okay. Right, now we just have the jack nuts. Jack nuts. I'm 5. What can I say? I found it funny. All right, I'm going to flip it backwards. Or flip it around this way. Boy, glad the metal case. Also, I wish it were aluminum. Maybe something a little lighter. Okay, I'm looking at these buttons, and they're fine. I've tested them all. They all work, so I'm not too concerned. I was just thinking I could maybe clean them while I'm here. If I do, I'm going to have to take off all of the circuit boards. So maybe we won't do that today. These data sliders are also a little suspect, little sketch. Okay, I said 7, and there are 7. If only we had a good tool for this. Right tool for the job, you know what they say. I'm wondering if I could use a socket. What do we think? Don't know if you can hear. What do we got here? Yeah. Ensoniq in the States. That's right. Probably Massachusetts. Yeah. Don't do it. They could have. That's true. They could have had a spot in the case. Because this is the thing that's going to go bad. I'm going to see if I can go get a socket that'll fit. too can use your car mechanic tool set for synthesizer work. I'm going to bet you thinking this may not work, but I bet it's standard. Let's see the solution yet. Oh my God, 6 there. I don't want to scratch it up either. Hey, buddy, I might just have to. Okay, hold on. We may have something here after all. That's not good. How in the heck do these sockets work anyway? Let's try this. Woohoo! Okay, I like the way that fits. That's what she said. No. Well, hey Greg, what'd you do this weekend? Well, crawl around on the floor, seeing if I could find a way to open up these jack nuts. Excuse me? Yeah. Ooh! Okay. From delicate, gentle. Oh yeah. There. Here's the thing. What's going on here? This is 15 millimeter. 14, but I. Oh, and that's the size. Let me switch ratchets. Okay. Yeah, I wish. No, it ain't 14 millimeter. Oh my goodness. Okay. Jack nuts and corn nuts. That's it. Don't clean the buttons. Oh, okay. Why wouldn't I clean the buttons? I just like the smell, the feel of somebody else has been here before. So what are we doing? 15. Maybe? I don't think so. This, oh. Maybe that's what we want. 16. Hi, sir. I don't know if you can see the dog. He's down here being very cute. I guess you can't see anything down here. Okay. So, yeah, the whole project comes to a halt because Greg can't figure out what the size of this thing is. Back to 15? Yeah. I think we just have a rogue jack nut. Okay, it is 15. You just have to really get the... Let me see if I can get this into the shot. I'm going to do it so you can see this. So, boy, it weighs almost nothing now, sort of. So maybe you can see this. I hope so. So, what I'm doing, if it's not obvious, is gently, daintily, the gentle but firm hand. So this must have been done when the last time the battery was changed. And yet, okay, and yet there's corrosion. Okay, so the good news is they are metal jack nuts. So, but they look kind of generic hardware story jack nuts. And for future reference, they are 15 millimeter. Well, they fit a 15 millimeter socket. Yeah, the fun of watching me unscrew this. I suppose if there were a way for people to join me. Oh my goodness, the jacks inside the jacks themselves. Boy, they're gross. Okay, I'm not worried about which one goes where. Just that I have them all. Make sure. Oh, for goodness sake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, it did manage to just throw all the screws around. Okay, but our main board connections should be free. I will take a moment. Again, I wish you could see the loving pup laying down here by my leg. Yes, sir. It's going to help out. All right. Cool. Tools organized. These back. Apologies for the all right. Now we should be in a position to, oh my goodness, flip it around again. Put that box back, I suppose. Okay. All right, and I really don't want to lay it on the screen, do I? Okay. Whew, okay, main board. Yep, so in a very kind of funny situation, we've got one of these plastic clippies is, it had stickum goo. It's not a real word or phrase, I'm making it up. It's got stickum goo that's come off. I think it's okay because the rest appear to be quite well put on. I've got some tweezers and I've got some needle nose pliers. I'm going to start with the needle nose. And I think, I don't know if you can see this well, but what I'm going to need to do is, it's going to be finicky and I've got to be real careful. I think, well, okay, let's take a, yeah, I see. Okay. So, I think what's going to happen, maybe I will start back here, is I have to compress gently the plastic knobby thing. Yeah, probably about there, and just get the board to start sliding. You know what? These all have. This one's come off as well. The sticky goo. Okay. God, I hope. Okay, there we go. This one's rising up. I think we got. I have to make sure I see them all. Okay, I think only 2 more. Ugh. Well, we'll let it be known that before I started this, the synth did turn on, it did play. So if it doesn't after this, we know why. Don't love that. Boy. There we are. How are we going to get that corner up? It's gonna be luck. That was gonna be. It's gonna be skill. Let's do it. I played Operation as a kid. Jeez. Wait a minute. How does that work now, folks? Hold the phone. Because this expander cartridge is completely... Oh boy, it's bolted in. Hardcore. And I don't see how that works. Looking to see if anybody in the chat had a plan. They do not. Okay. So this sequencer expansion cartridge, it looks like it may need to come out in some form. Is that how that works? Or is this... I can't tell. Huh. Okay. Jeez. All right. Well, what I'm going to say I think what's going to happen, and this is, you know, these sorts of things. Another thing I notice, I'm sure people with more experience will say, but I noticed that, yeah, those caps look good. Boy, someone must have redone that. Well, okay, look at that. That's not attached. So it just looks like it is, I guess. Okay. But I was going to say that they make design changes along the way to these things. And, my goodness. You know, so one may open up, of course this is true, may open it up and find something totally different. Jeez, how am I doing this? How am I pulling that up? I don't know. Boy, this is tricky. So I'm going to do one more over here, and then I'm going to try to move the main board enough. The jacks, I see. I'm going to have to slide it back. Boy, this is odd. Because you have to... Oh my goodness. So why is that so tight? Did I miss a clip? Or... Oh, there's a clip I missed. For God's sake. But I don't think that's my problem right now. Maybe it is. Okay. My goodness. Do not like... Oh, there's two... Jeez, right in front of me. My goodness. 2 more clips. I just didn't see. Not cool. Okay, the clip system sucks. Official verdict. I need to sit down while I do this. In part because they're coming up. Now, I'm not planning to gig with this, so that's good. See, that is stuck on there somehow. How? Okay. Who's just tuning in? Yes. Here we go. Yes, you did miss something. Tron Talk. There are clips. Exactly. And the problem here is that there's a bunch of plastic clips that are holding the board down. Boy, something feels not right, you know. So either I'm missing more clips, which is kind of what it feels like. Okay, no, we got that. Maybe I just got to bend it a little bit. I don't really want to do that, obviously. I see that one screw. Oh boy. I'm getting the clips going over here, but that does not look right. I think that moves and it's in some kind of housing. I think I might have to take that off and that is probably going to be a job for the back side. Yep, can honestly say I'm not sure what I'm doing. I think we're proving that. It's okay. We're learning together. So what I'm going to do is this cartridge, this sequence expander port, in a way that's sort of like how these synths went knobless for a decade or so. In a similar way, I think that they are using words like sequencer expansion port as a way to, something of a marketing thing. Makes it really seem advanced. I say that like I don't know it's true. Of course it's true. Okay, so we have our sequencer expander port now free. Apologies if I'm in the way. But what I want to do with that is, well, first I kind of want to see how this is. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. The reason I'm doing that is I think Okay, so what this does mean is that I do have, in this model, in this version, I do have a sequencer expander cartridge. Do they all have that? I don't know. Or is this one a little special? How will I know? Asked Whitney Houston. Okay. So I still... Oh shit. How about I don't bend the capacitors? What I'm still not sure about is why I'm getting resistance. Oh my goodness. It might just be the one pin. The one pin remaining. Well, that one should be coming up. They kind of all should be coming up. Oh, Lord, they're coming up. Okay. This board is bending. Oh, and it's moving backwards now. That's what we want. Oh, my goodness. This is such an exciting moment. Okay. Okay, board is free. Board is free. You're brave. It's a lot of steps. You're doing well. Thank you, sir. Drum Dog, thank you. Oh, my goodness. Yep. Yep, need the sequencer. Thank you. I should have looked at what you were typing. Yeah, you were being very helpful. Having built a sequencer back then, it was cool. Without it, you lack the ability to do any sequencing in the box. That's absolutely correct. In fact, those old... I mean, I'm old enough. I had some of those old MIDI sequencers. And this has MIDI, so I guess you could use that too. But all right, I got to take a pause for coffee. Oh, I am brave, because boy, I did not like the feeling of that board bending, which it did. Yeah, it looks okay. Their shielding is like a little piece of cardboard. I might get a little double-sided sticky tape or something like that to help stick some of these. Of course, that'll make it harder next time. No, I ought to do it, I suppose. All right, to be thorough. Before we go any further than that, though, and I need to turn on my soldering iron and my desoldering iron. This guy's brand new, so we'll see how that goes. Let's get these guys warmed up. I'm going to put this down as a protector. In fact, I might just add a towel and get more dust in here, why don't we? No, let's not. Let's not do that. Okay. I'm going to do that, I think. And then I should... Ugh! Ooh, smelling the soldering irons. As long as that's the smell of burning, I'm good. I'm wondering if I should take out this cartridge ribbon for ease. It shouldn't matter. Oh, it's freaking... Okay, no, it's alright. Let's get it over. Up and over, folks. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Okay, and look at this. We have clips remaining, and I can actually put these clips back down. That would work. Whew. Okay, that was sketchy. That was scary. Not gonna lie. Just gonna investigate. Okay, that's why there's no screws here, because the sequencer cartridge doohickey is welded or somehow otherwise connected to the case. Yeah. Okay. All right, we're going to look at the clips in a bit. It looks like somebody else may have glued some of this down. How might I do that? Double-sided tape. Oh, there is someone put these on without double-sided tape. That's why they're loose. Okay. Now, did I... Okay. I don't know. These traces look pretty good to me, but I'm very far from knowing what I'm talking about. I sure did bend that thing a lot. All right, we're gonna... Okay, there's our battery. I'm not sure if anybody can see this, but that's the battery. You can get a plastic spudger to point with, and I'm probably going to need it in a minute anyway. I need something to pull these chips. So we're going to see. So basically, we've got, yeah. The good news is, little flux, barely any solder at all. Look at that. That's fucking beautiful. This should come right up. The pins, I'm not even sure. The pins were very pinned. Okay. I'm going to do some desoldering before I do. Now, this is my first use of the desoldering gun. Sure. Oh, what does he say? Okay, he's got the bending of the board should be fine. You can check for dry joints. I assume you mean look for things that have cracked. And I don't see, I mean, this looks really good. Meaning everything looks uniform and soldered fully. So I'm not seeing any funny business. Okay, the desoldering tool. Yeah, the joints are pretty strong. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's helpful. Oh my God, too many cooks, too many tools. Okay. Yeah. I do believe our desoldering guy is ready to go. I've seen this on YouTube. Don't try this at home, kids. Looks good. I know it's hard to see on camera. What I'm doing though is hopefully, okay, it's got a little vacuum pump on it, pulling the solder in as it melts. Look at what I'm doing here. Now, what I understand is that I'm going to have to, okay, that looks fine. I think I'm going to have to sort of wiggle this guy. Probably, yeah, I see. Okay. Jeez. Okay. All right, didn't quite desolder it. I'm a little nervous about using this thing, and I'm also nervous about getting the battery too hot, so we're going to go slow. The top... Alright, it looks like that pad is coming up a little bit. I don't like that. So what I'm going to do is use my soldering iron to heat up this bit of solder right here. There we go. And we wiggle. Jesus. Alright, we wiggle, and jiggle. Okay. I'm going to use my tweezers. Scalpel. Oh boy. That guy is strong. What I'm doing is I'm just trying to bend that battery. Oh, I've got to be real careful. See that pad coming up? These things are so weirdly strong and delicate at the same time. Okay, okay. So now... Boy. Only. There we are. Okay. There it is. Wiggle out. Come on now. Almost. Ah. Ooh. Okay. We're real close here. The whew. Pad has come up a little bit. I do not like that. Okay, let's sit down for a sec. And don't want to put this around too much, but I think, okay. And plus is toward me, by the way. I'm gonna try. A little bit of solder on this side. I gotta be real careful that this Jeez. Okay, maybe it's just bent down there. I can't see. It's real close though. Real close. Jeez. Yeah, it is actually. So if I can get the other side out. Which is, closer than it is, I guess. Okay. Let's see, what can we see? Maybe I just need to wiggle it. Boy, it's right there. I don't see what's holding it. It's possible. Ugh, that's so not awesome. Okay. Okay, I believe that this guy is right there. Jeez. Okay, I am not sure what's happening there. It's so close. Okay, I just sort of ganked it, and I got one side out, which is pretty good. Maybe I can get this side. Maybe there's a little, jeez, it's just not quite where you... Wow. Boy, this is frustrating and sketchy. Oh, all right, I'm gonna have to sit and rest for a minute. Ooh. Oh, okay. What we're gonna do is to apply more heat on the bottom and see if I can get it out, because it's not hooked anymore. So I think for some of these instruments there are kits that, you know, avoid this problem by adding a battery socket. You can just pop one in and out, you know. That is not what's going on here. So that's all right. Gonna have to get in front of the camera again momentarily. Okay. And I know I can't. Oh, wow, that was super not awesome. Boy, I've got the heat through. There we go. Gosh, it just took a little more heat, and I was a little nervous to get it going too hot because these batteries don't like it, and they can pop, is my understanding. So, great. Whew. Okay. Okay. Step one. Success after, what do we got? Seriously high drama, exactly, and that's of course the intention, to be very clear. But what's the issue with the repair? Yes, don't do the work, instead just solder directly. Oh, so most people don't do the work. Yeah, they solder directly to the other battery. Oh, thanks for doing it correctly. Yeah, well, I want this to be around, you know, for as long as I'm around, I suppose. Not sure that's possible probably for many reasons, but we're going to say we want to do it right because we want it to be, we do want it to be like new. These caps, boy, they look good. This has to have been recapped because I say that. I've seen a bunch of power supplies and I haven't seen anything look this uniform and this good and this at this age, so that's my thought. Okay, we're going to now, ladies and gents, we're going to move on to the new battery, which I very carefully and strategically placed somewhere right here. All right, and it looks, oh, we're replacing it with the same battery. Oh, let's hope it's, oh, this was 10 years old. That actually makes sense. Oh, yeah, soldering to the battery is definitely dangerous. Could ruin, sure, it seems like a very dumb way to go. Oh my God. Okay. They're giving me a warning. Centaur. Responsible and good parts place. They're letting me know, don't let this thing get too hot. It can explode. If you're not comfortable with soldering, we recommend you take it to the center. Well, can't say I'm comfortable with soldering, but I can say I'm probably going to give it a shot. Okay. Now I think we can make it go. So, we're just going to inspect it. Looks good. Do not recharge. Wasn't going to. Okay. Yeah. This one was, yeah, Panasonic Lithium 3. Okay, so it's the same. Yep, 2/3 amps. Okay, this is correct. That's what I expected. I'm going to have to bend these pins out a little bit. I think I'm going to use this one to model, even though I jacked it around a bit. Okay, let's try to get it facing the same way. All right, it shouldn't be too bad, because I think, yeah, I got these little tips so I can sort of, oh my God. It's so sketchy when you have to do something very small, but with a lot of strength, you know? It just feels a little dicey. Okay, well, I'm not sure I moved it very far. I know I have the power to do it, I just want to do it gently. Okay, well, cool. Let's see if we can get this, put this away so we do not get these confused. Wouldn't that be a treat? Oh look, he replaced the battery with the dead one. It could happen. Okay. It is marked clearly. I did say positive was toward me, and there it is. So just double verifying there. Can't say my desoldering job was great, but I did bend these pins in just about the right place. Yes, okay. Okay. Jeez. That, folks. Boy, there's something in that. Oh my God. I just clipped the board down with pressure. Uh-huh. Hey, at least we know it's going to go back. One of these clips will work. It's that last one. Okay, it's all right. It's that last one. Okay, but the thing I don't like is that it's going to go through. It's going to go through. Ooh. That was nothing. It just felt funny. Okay. All right, we should see pins popping through, folks. Popping fresh. Well, now, what's that about? That doesn't sound right, but it looks... No, it sounded right. It didn't look right. Oh, my goodness. something is wrong with this. And I'm not sure what it is. Huh. Oh, what? It is very wrong. Okay, okay. Jeez, I didn't realize that had happened. Okay, gotta be real careful. So I pressed too hard. And I made my pen bend. It bent the where it needed to go, but not in the way you want, you know. Okay, so we're gonna. Although I say that, maybe that is how it has to go. Let's see here. So that's the thing we don't love, is that particular hole. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to chance it one more time, and I'm going to try and see if I can, because there's something blocking that hole. It's got to be a little bit of solder, I think. Maybe I can tweezer my way to freedom here. Is that a thing? Tweezer my way to freedom. That looks better. Just sort of trying to get the hole to work. Yeah, that's what she said. I can't. That's a terrible. Okay, that does look better. Let's see if that. Let's throw metal tools around. Let's see if that. Okay. Boy, it sure looks open. All right, we're going to. It's open. It's open, so I'm going to believe it. How about that? I can see right through it. See daylight. So I am going to go with it. And then I'm going to triple check again. All right, now we've got this bent out too far, but I see. Boy, you know, on most YouTube videos, this just doesn't look as finicky as it clearly is. But, okay. The pin is in on both sides. Wow, we did it. Huh. I wish I had a... Double checking the polarity. Wish I had a closer view, but that actually sits in there beautifully. That's right. What I'd like to do, I think, and I don't know what the proper... what I saw in a video, yeah, we got pins coming on both sides. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is now get, read the comments here. See, oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yep. We should chat about the X80 sometime. Yeah, I'm trying to build a kit to protect the display board. Wow, that's very cool because it's, you know, obviously you can't make those or get those anymore. I bought a replacement display board. Took over a year to come up for sale. Yeah, rare as hen's teeth. And the fragility of the X80 shell is a real concern. Yeah, for these scents. Hope to address it with multi-point mod and shell support. Yeah, I actually ended up, for mine, so I bought an X80 and it was working. I recapped it and did some other little things in there, but the one of the boards wasn't quite right. It had a leak or whatever. It had a line in it. And so I did buy a non-functioning second unit for almost nothing to use for parts and scrap for parts, and that's what I've been doing with it, and it's been great. But I haven't replaced the display boards. That's a whole other thing. Simply flexing the top too much can break the bridges between the boards. Yeah, and so the dead one that I purchased was that had happened, and someone had wired dozens of traces to try and fix it. They just soldered wire directly to the traces, and yeah, it wasn't working. Flexible standoffs over the display box. Okay, to support a hinged top panel. That's a great idea, so that they can flex and move without worry about the case. It's one of the most beautiful looking synths I've ever seen. It's just the way it's designed. But maybe, yeah, that big beautiful front panel might actually be a detriment in a way. So now I'm going to try and solder. What if I get some solder? I'm going to try and solder the battery points in and And then I'm up to a dilemma. I need to decide if I'm going to swap the EPROMs or test the battery. I think I'm going to swap the EPROMs because, you know, tricky as this is, that shouldn't be a big deal. Now, what solder do I use is the question. Let's see. Yeah, I want to use this. Let's start with this and see how we go. Okay, and then we're gonna see about these clips. So I shouldn't need much at all. We'll see. We'll start with that. And I think what we're going to do, we'll have to swap sides, but I think what I'm going to do is just try to get a, oops, I think I bumped the camera. Apologies. Yeah. Half the project is just squirming your way around. Okay. So I'm going to start with the easier one. I'm going to try and get the solder to sort of flow down into it. Okay, that looks good. Looks good to me. Got the iron nice and hot. Trace 2. Okay. I think it looks good. A little more. Yeah. Okay. Nice. I'm going to turn it over and look at the other side. Yeah. Oh yeah, that battery's on. Very nice. Oh, so if we didn't break anything in the process, we should be good to go. I'm going to look. Want to try to preserve the displays. Yeah, for future generations, yeah. Yeah, because they can't be made again. Also want to do the Tontech mod. Yep, so full implementation would be certainly. I mean, if you're in there doing that, you might as well for sure. Yeah, without the need to retrigger a note. I didn't realize that was one of the upgrades. You don't have to retrigger the note when you make parameter adjustments. Boy, that'd be nice. I have a Poly 61, and that's the same kind of thing. Same situation. Makes it a proper DCO Poly synth powerhouse. Very true. I agree. I think that synth is, you know, underrated. I don't know that I need to put solder in the top of the battery. What do we think? Let me see. Let me see how reasonable it is to do. Sure. I got just a touch of it in there. This one is going to be tough. So we may not do it. Let's see if we can get close. Boy. Don't touch the plastic. My goodness. Okay. It's in there. I think I'm quite satisfied. With that, we'll see if it works. That'll be our judge. Okay, so all things, as I understand it now, this should be just fine to put back in. So I'm going to do, okay, they literally left those clips. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to put these, take the tape off and put these clips down. I hope I don't regret this in the future, but it was real sketchy when they were just not there, So let's hope I don't have to do this again anytime soon. So what we're going to do, that guy is going to need glue or tape or some kind of assistance. Okay. All right. Yeah, I will say, as nice as this is, jeez. Oh. Okay. Oh. God. Sure you can hear the sound. It's not a great sound. Not a comforting sound. Jeez. Yeah, it looks like that screw will fit. Looks like the clips are in. Oh my goodness. Okay, that particular solder joint at the top is not my finest work. I'm going to do one more touch. And let me take my glasses off. It should be quite okay. Jeez. Okay, got it. That's actually nailed it. It's funny how, at least it seems to me, soldering like, again, I've done very little of it, relatively speaking, but it seems like soldering is one of those things where you just wrong, right. Yeah, it is easier than the CS15. I mean, in a way. In a way, it's different. Yeah, Allison and I did the CS15 a few weeks ago, and we upgraded her. What we put in there, the La La Land MIDI kit upgrade, and it worked awesome. There are 2 filters in that thing, and the soldering was just tricky from the positioning point of view. Yeah, without the needed trigger to note to hear power parameter. Yeah, that's right. ESQ-1 seems to be restricted to hear adjustments. Yeah, but with the MIDI controller, you can adjust multiple parameters simultaneously, somewhat in real time. I didn't know that. The ESQ-1 needs to be re-triggered to hear changes, but an ARP sequence usually solves this. Oh, very clever. Trondog, you are a wealth of information. Of course, that's just smart. Oh, and of course I clipped and soldered everything into place and didn't replace our sequence expander card. We can do that here in just a moment before we try the EEPROMs. Oh Lord, the EEPROMs. Only reason I'm saying it that way is that I just don't want to bust anything. I do need to verify, of course, which chips I'm going to replace before I do it. But before we do that, oh, goodness, okay. Before we do that, let's, okay, that's going to be just fine. Yeah, sequence expander. It's in there. And built as a cartridge. Yeah. All right, so we're going to need to pull up the, let's see what we can do here. The EEPROM location. A right-angled dental pick. Right. Okay, so we're going to have to look at a little bit of a video. Isn't that interesting? I won't be able to hear it, but okay, I see it. Yeah. They're the two I thought. Okay. Yeah. It is these two. They are numbered in this instance. Looking at Ramsey's, he's reseeding his. So, what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to share a link. Why not? Get more viewers. Let's see. Maybe we don't expose all of this on... All right, and then... Oh my goodness. Autocorrection, you know... Okay, so we're going to take a look at these. We're going to look at the... we shouldn't need any more soldering, so I'm going to turn these guys off. Hopefully everything's intact. Yeah. All right, so we see low up. Well, I'm not sure what that means. Okay. It's all cartridges these days. Is this correct? Wise. True. So what we're going to do, does this have a... It does. Has a little instruction. Thank you, Centaur. Oh! They will have paper labels on them, and they do, which should say the software version number as well as low, or once you go high. You know, this one doesn't. Like that. It says U17 ESQ-SM and U18. No. Ah! On the older metal case, ESQ-1s, the sockets for these chips are labeled U17 high. Okay. And U18 low. Good man. Very good. Okay. All right. Oh, so for anyone joining in, I'm updating the firmware. Yes, sir, I am, Tron Dog. I am going to attempt an upgrade of the firmware. We have the latest and greatest OS 3.5, and that should be exciting if it works. I really don't have any experience doing this. We managed so far, for those just joining, to replace the battery, which was one heck of a little adventure. We are assuming at this point that we haven't harmed anything else. Learned a lot of things, thanks to Tron Dog. Okay, so 17. This is low up, not low high. What's happening? It's all right. Yeah. Okay. Okay, 17, 18. There we go. So it's interesting. The metal case and the plastic case have different circuit boards. Interesting. Yeah. Do the EEPROMs, are they a necessity? They're not a necessity, for sure. So I'm going to, hold the old ones, but this is an older firmware. I think it's something, 2.0. It's quite old. It's one of the originals. This is an old, it's probably the original from the metal case edition that this is, version that this is. I want to upgrade because it will open new features and very specifically a bunch of different wavetables, like a lot of hidden wavetables, so as I understand it, like ESQ-1 wavetables, I believe. So I'm very excited about that. We're going to see if we can do it. Yeah, reloading the patches when you first start is very easy. Oh yeah, thank you. That is important. I do know it's a 2-button press. I don't remember what buttons to press, but it should be, yeah, hopefully that's an easy fix. I have not, by the way, placed those on the outside. That's okay. All right, so let's see if we can get these up. This is U17. U17 will be high, which I'm going to assume is up. Oh, and they're going to go this way. I'm going to replace them with the notches in the same direction. Let's make sure. Note that each chip has a indentation in one end. There we go. I call it a notch. You call it an indentation. It's imperative. It's a moral imperative that you, that's me, not you, insert the new chips with the indentations pointing in the same direction. On metal case ESQ-1s, these are partially underneath the key bit. Yeah, I'm aware. This will require removing the screws from the bottom of the panel and the keyboard to hold the pitch and mod wheel. No, I didn't actually have to do that. Would like to clean this awfully dirty little bippy. No? Okay. Distraction. Okay, this will require removing the screws. Key bed a little left to upward. Yeah, remove the low chip using the chip puller. Pulling straight upwards. If you do not have a chip puller, use a small screwdriver and can be used to pry gently out of its socket by first prying one end and the other. Okay, so it wants the low chip first, which is 18. All right. Now, I don't know that this has ever been done, or been done since the thing was, built. So we're going to try. I don't think so. I'm pulling straight up. Firmly but gently. Nothing's moving so far. Okay. Ah. Okay. These little resistors, these are capacitors. What am I saying? These little capacitors are... Okay, maybe I can pry a little bit right there. It's plastic. That's good. Little pry tool is plastic. Do not like how close that guy is. It's not cool. Bending it, I don't like that either. It's not moving. My goodness. Okay. Whew. Just gonna keep at it, I guess. Okay, don't love that. Oh boy, these guys they're seated in there, which is the idea. Okay. I'm going to try a longer plastic tool. It might have a little more leverage. I am unsure, but confident somehow. Oh yeah, we have liftoff, folks. It's happening. I know you can't see it, and I know it's high drama again. We got more high drama. This is the channel for high drama. It's a channel that does appreciate and approve of high drama. Oh my goodness. Saw it move. Saw it move. I believe in you, little chippy. There it is. You hold down 1 or 2 buttons to reload factory patches. Yes, thank you. That's right. I do know that much. I'm going to have to look up which ones. And I've got to be real careful here. We're at that moment. You know that moment when it all could go bust. I guess that's what drama is, isn't it? It's creating that moment. But in a way that's God. Well, that didn't go well at the end. Nope, not at all. So that was the moment, folks. And I'm going to tell you right now, we did manage to bend some of those pins pretty badly at the end because Pop went the weasel. But look, I'm going to try just bending them back. No, it's not probably likely. Oh my God. Yeah, this probably isn't going to work. So we're going to really hope against hope that the... Oh boy. We're just going to have to hope against hope that the new EPROMs work. Oh boy, I bent it too far this time. Jiminy God. Alright, well, okay. That's not good. There we are. There we are, folks. We're going to remind ourselves again. C18 is the low. Oh, dear Lord. 3 things I pray. Nope, these things I pray. So we've got... No, I'm not religious. That's a musical from the 70s. I don't recommend anybody get in there. All right, so, boy, let me tell you something about EPROMs. Fidgety, finicky, delicate. And probably a bit unforgiving, I'm going to be honest. Oh, let's see. I heard a fader cleaning tip from a friend. Yeah, 99% isopropyl alcohol in some type of thin tip bottle. Okay, so that's better than deoxide, I guess, or deoxide with lubricant for faders. I see. Wow. Boy, this is tough. I'm not kidding. This is just tough. All right. What we got to do is we're going to have to sort of lean it in. God. Oh, my Lord. I'm going to tell you right now, if this works. I don't currently see how it's going to work. I'm going to just bend these in a little bit with my hands. I don't see another good way to do it. I'm going to verify or re-verify that I've got the all right, we're going to do it a little more. Come on now. Work with me, little EPROM. Jeez. Okay, so we've got a little... Jeez, that's not a good idea. We've got a little dust problem there. I'm going to try and... Cannot have that. Thank you. Tron Dog. Oh, Allison hates EPROMs. Tilt the piece of gear so that it doesn't device. Well, I think I've got this just snugged out where it will go. I think. Ugh. Okay. Nope. I'm going to check all the pins. Alright, this is looking good to me. Okay. It's in there. And I will just triple check. 18, yep. Low, yep. It's in. Okay. Oh! Not cool. See if we can do this one without destroying it. Okay, now that I've actually done this, I think I actually have a technique that's a little bit better. I know these things are hard to see on the old YouTubes. Oh. Jeez. Okay, that's good. This side is not behaving. I don't like pushing. Jeez. God, it's going to do the same thing where it's going to just jump. I can tell. Okay, no. This one may survive. Whew. Say that. And then pop. Alright, so my new technique is going to be it's going to be a mix of techniques is what it's going to be. Okay. Close. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that's awesome. We got one side out. Wasn't sure that. That's okay. That's going to be easy. Frick, man. Whenever I see this on YouTube, people must be working with with a pre-loosened system. Or, God, okay, this one came out good. Well, fader dioxide doesn't have lubricant. I think that's why it's called fader dioxide. It has, but the lubricant can attract dust and gunk. Okay. Cleaner than dioxide. There we go. Interesting. A small amount of that alcohol. Okay. While moving the fader interchangeably. You might need a friend to help me out. Well, I always need a friend to help. I can tell you that. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to do that trick again where I just gently get these guys squeezed in. Boy, I hope this works. Don't we all? Oh my goodness. That just went right in. 17 was high. Yep, up. Okay. So, my goodness. All right, and here it is. Reinitialize the keyboard by pressing record and the upper left soft button. That's it. Yeah. Well, my goodness. The drama. The broken factory 1985 or 6 EEPROM, which actually doesn't look too bad now that I rebent it. Doesn't look good, but that might just work again. Now that I was shaming myself, I think it might be okay. Oh my god. Ugh. Not sure what's happening here with these. Okay, so we're going to leave those for now. We're going to remove my tools. Ow! We're going to stab myself with the tools. Jiminy. Q-tip tweezers. Yeah, we're going to see how that goes in a minute. I'm just going to reseat these, make sure that's cool. I think my battery's good. My goodness, folks. You came for the drama. You stay for the drama. I'm going to do the responsible thing and not button it all up. I'm going to test it without that, of course. Ask me how I know how to do that. The answer is because I've done it wrong before. Oh, yeah. Oh, we have to put the keypad in and get. Oh boy, I managed to stab myself with the tools and draw blood. So, live on YouTube. All right, we're not going to do the exciting stuff. We're going to instead get the key bed in loosely. This was tricky to get out, I will say, so hopefully it goes back in with some grace. Well, and actually, before I do that, I'll just set it down one last time and sort of, okay. Yeah, it's a hefty key bed. It's actually nicely responsive in kind of a cool way. What I mean is it's got some heft, sort of, and, ooh, Jiminy. Okay, not sure what I'm, okay, well, there it is, in place. Oh, and you know what would be wise would be to connect, excuse me, I think I bumped the camera, would be to connect the ribbon controller before, not the ribbon controller, the ribbon, cable before inserting everything back into place. Okay. Oh, Mark. There it is again. Mrs. Cobell. Yep. Okay, I'm just dropping into random impressions now. That's good for everybody. Okay. As all things, synth, it's delicate. Wish we had some dog cams, man, because they're being hilarious right now. They're just snoozing, which is good for us all, but also they're cute and funny. Dogs are just cute and funny, aren't they? That's kind of their thing. All right, I'm going to let that hang out there. Okay, I mean, the ribbon cable's getting a little smashed, but, you know, was that how it was before? Let's see. I think it was. Yeah, it looks... It's okay. I think it looks okay. Yep, and I'm just going to make sure that that's where the screws roughly go. Okay, so is there a thing I'm not thinking about that would prevent me from just plugging it in and turning it on? I know one thing, aside from bleeding to death. I need to get headphones. In fact, is there a headphone out? You may laugh, but not all synths had headphone outs, and this one is one of those. There's no headphone out. You kidding me? Okay. I have a solution to this. Of course I do. Is it at hand, ready to go? It is not. However, oh boy, let's see, what do we got? Well, oh, okay. So, okay. Oh, there, not everybody. I'm going to go get us a solution. And a power cable. How about that? We need that. All right, one moment. I apologize, but I know we all need to see the final result. See if it worked. All right, one moment. Okay. Should have thought of this before. All right, we've got audio. We're going to need to put it into something. Oh my goodness. The dogs are awake. They are wanting things, but they are going to have to hold the phone or the door or something. All right, kids. We're going to do a little rearranging. I'm talking to you. Okay. And we're going to put this in, let's see. All right. We are going to have audio momentarily. I hope. Okay, so that worked. And then for the final. Yep. Yeah, she sounds, we like to say she has the voice of an angel. And Scully. She sounds like a pterodactyl being eaten. And that's actually her happy sound. It's her I'm hungry sound. It's all of her sound, really. Okay, we have power. We have joy. We have love. We have audio. We have it all. But do we have a working synth? Now is the time. Now is the time. Cool dogs, yes. Thank you, sir. Convoke, I assume you're sir. Yeah, this is when one of those little Zoom mixers absolutely come in handy. Would come in handy. But today is not that day. Today is the day when we discover what kind of damage can be done. So, fireworks, more drama, more drama. You've come to the right place because it could be chaos. And we're in a wooden cabin. Flammable. Okay. Here we go. Any last words? No. Here we are. Version 3.50. And we have all the sounds restored. Just to be sure, I'm going to reset it. Reinitialize, yes. There it is, software version 3.0. The world famous, ladies and gentlemen, Ensoniq ESQ-1 piano. Yes. Why does it have a flanger on it? I didn't turn the... You probably can't hear it. Let me give you a little volume there. My goodness! It appears we have success. What we got? There it is. There it is. Okay, we got volume. Yes, again, the Ensoniq ESQ-1. Let's try the organ, because, you know, we love the organ. Let's see. Love it. 3 trumpets. Now the famous... Wow. We did it. I don't know if I'm still streaming. I am. I can see I am. Success. Look at that. Look at me. Yeah. Power, success. All very exciting. I do agree. I'm hearing a buzz. I think it's just the thing I'm plugged into. Yeah. It's time for me to start writing some 80s commercials. that, you know, like that. It's a little hook. I'm just making this up, but we can just do it. Beautiful. Wave bell is famous. Oh yeah, we know it. And you know, because it has freaking 4 envelopes, we get that pitch modulation coming in at the end. Sign pad, folks. I'm sorry, string pad. It says sign pad. So, and we should be able to just... It is beautiful. And you have a memory card. Yes, you do, sir. And I also have a memory card. Cartridge. But it was the only way I had sounds at all until we have... This is going to be glorious. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen. Filter resonance. Ooh, okay. This dial actually is, I think exercising it is actually helping it a ton. But it is still true that you have to keep re-triggering. But the sequencer you mentioned, Tron Dog, and the MIDI might do it. We're going to check that out in the studio. Oh, wonderful! So Allison has been doing her taxes the whole time. That's excellent. Do them taxes. That's what you need to be doing right now. That's right. It's what a Sunday is not for, but this Sunday may have to be for. Slow strings. Let's find out what that's about. They are indeed slow. I didn't doubt them. 4x fade. Well, that's some wavetable love. I actually kind of love. Love those envelopes. I love, and the sounds continue even when you change patch. I love this key bed the more I play it. And I think what was probably going on with the keys previously is that they just weren't, I mean, they were dusty, but I think they weren't getting used. And same with this dial. I think whoever had this just, I don't know, they didn't use it. I suspect. Because now that I'm pressing stuff... No, we're not doing that. like that. Well, nobody wants to sit and listen to me guitar center out over here, but... Thank you, Wax. See you later, Tron Dog. Thank you very much for your help and your good tips. My God, they were very, very helpful. And your encouragement as well. And we'll touch back on the Axe 80. Yeah, Axwax, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the repair drama. All right, everybody, have a good one. I'm going to get this set up in the studio, put it back together, and I'm going to have a good time with it here in the next few days and probably put out a track or 2 or 3. All right. Take care and be well. All right.